welcome to Family Business World. I'm your host, Dr. Dale Caldwell, and we have a guest who I don't know. A lot of my guests I do know, but I've heard wonderful things about Robert. And Robert, welcome to Family Business World. How are you?
I'm doing great, Dale. Thank you so much for having me on the program.
So Robert Rivadeneira, the president of York Building Services, Inc., is with us. They are one of the most outstanding family businesses in New Jersey, and we'll find out in October if they win our Family Business of the Year awards. But just happy to have you. And as always, I like to begin with your origin story, Robert. Tell me a little bit about you and about the business.
Sure. I was born in Dumont, New Jersey, in Bergen County, a small little town. I'm the son of, I'm first generation in this country. My father is from Guayaquil, Ecuador. My mother is from Viña del Mar, Chile.
Oh,
And I grew up essentially with the family business. My father started a business in 1984,
okay.
doing janitorial and cleaning, and just seeking a better opportunity here in this country and looking to leave a legacy and leave deeper roots here in the country. And I grew up working and cleaning toilets on the weekends and helping my dad, to be able to spend time with my father, kind of had to go to work with him as well because the life of an entrepreneur is, especially when you're starting off, is pretty busy. So
exactly, when you're kicking it off. The one thing, let me stop you there, because one of the things that I say this, when I talk to family businesses that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations, the key is to have the next generation start off cleaning toilets, sweeping floors, doing that stuff. Because as you get older, you really value the business. It's like, wow, once I was cleaning the floors, now I'm the CEO. And so it's a pretty special feeling, isn't it?
I believe it's critical to truly understand what makes your industry tick, what your business tick, and also really to relate to your employees. You can't ask someone to do something you haven't done yourself or wouldn't do yourself. I'm not ashamed to say I've cleaned a toilet, only a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Sometimes you just have to do it.
That's right. Good. Well, that's leadership. Leadership is demonstrating. So now, how many employees do you have? And tell me about your focus, your business focus area.
Sure. We currently have almost about 100 employees.
Okay.
Our focus is, again, we do commercial cleaning. So our focus is owner-occupied buildings, office buildings, property managed buildings. We also work with in the K to 12 educational space, cleaning schools, maintaining clean, healthy, and safe schools. And we also have a focus on hospitality. We actually also do work in New York City, cleaning restaurants, doing overnight cleaning.
Wow. Well, I'm president of actually 3 school boards: New Brunswick, the Educational Services Commission, New Jersey, and Asbury Park, a College Achieve charter school. And so I've often said that there's some benefits to really outsourcing the janitorial services. And one, it helps local family businesses. I mean, I love the unions are great and it's fantastic, but there's a real opportunity to grow and support local businesses. And so as you're going through the process of identifying who to work with, how do you market? Do you have a marketing team? How do you let people know? Because there are a lot of competitors out there.
Sure. We're still kind of old school in a way where a lot of it is, for the moment, referrals,
Okay, great.
and word of mouth.
Great.
In our industry, the challenge is capacity. So we're a service business, so we need good trained workers essentially, and in this environment it's been tough. So let's say, for example, if the Empire State Building fell on our lap, I don't think we could staff it compared to a larger, multinational or national company. So, we've been growing just slow and steady organically. And, we essentially grow by doing good work and standing by, the work that we do.
Wonderful. But let's go back to your parents. So from 2 different countries, how did they meet, and what did they do before kind of founding this business?
Sure. They met. So my father was in the Merchant Marines back in the day, in the 50s. And they met because he was on the ship with my tío Pepe, my mom's first cousin. So they were in the port in Valparaiso de Chile. And my tío Pepe, my uncle, asked, to say, hey, let's get a nice warm meal for once, because they've been traveling around the world, moving cargo, etc.
Right.
And it was through those stops in Chile, in Viña, that he got to know my mother. And then
Wow.
once he was done, he stayed in Chile for a bit. And the opportunity that he saw as he was traveling the world, a lot of times they're bringing cargo to New York. So he fell in love with New York and the possibilities of New York, and he convinced my mom to pack up and bring my 1 year old older brother from Chile to Brooklyn.
Wow.
And so they
Wow.
emigrated here. We did have some family here that helped us kind of get established. And my father, his first job was as a elevator operator on the Upper East Side.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
welcoming guests and closing doors. And then he ultimately got into facilities and worked at Chase Manhattan Bank for a number of years, maybe 20 years.
Okay. Wow. See, and it's important. I like to, because, there are many people who are looking to start their businesses. It could be technology, could be cleaning and others. And so I think it's really, really important to understand the history, the why, and what happened. Now, you probably may not know, but I've talked to a lot of businesses, and they often say, well, where did you get the capital to start? And many of the banks used to give character loans. That you'd come over from another country and they'd say, Dale's a great guy. Yeah, he doesn't have any credit, but I know he's going to be successful, so we're going to give him a loan. You can't do that anymore. Banks can only give money to people who don't need it. So do you know, did your dad get a character loan, or did they just save enough money to really get started, or how did that happen?
It's a great story, actually. There's two things. So my father, as I wouldn't say a workaholic, but as part of his work ethic, had a second job. So he was
Right.
working for Chase Manhattan Bank, running facilities at 20 Pine Street. Then he relocated. He moved the family to Teaneck, and Chase had a branch. They had a building out here as well because they bought Chemical Bank and Chem Graphics. So he was working there, and then he was working. He got to know one of the janitorial suppliers, and that was selling supplies to the building. And he let him know, said, "Hey, listen, I'm going to go out and start my own business, a cleaning company. I have one problem: I don't have any capital." And over the years, he had gotten to really know and become friends with this supplier. His name was Harvey Hiller. He was a great guy. I still talk to him to this day. He's still a mentor.
Oh, wow.
And Harvey said, "Listen, my father's name was Alberto." He goes, "Hey, Al, don't worry about it. Listen, I'll get you whatever you need: vacuums, mops, trash barrels, all the equipment you need.
Oh,
I'll give you
wonderful.
90-day terms. As you get your revenue going, then you just pay me back. It's no problem." So he was able to get his equipment in through Harvey like that, just through his just him being gracious. And yeah, he did get a character loan back in the day for United Jersey Bank. I remember going with him. I think maybe he brought me as a sales tool as a young kid. And I remember getting a lollipop, and he's just like, "Just sit there and look cute." But basically, I remember very well. It was a handshake. It was a line of credit essentially, and that helped give him the startup capital
Yes.
to hire people and start putting systems and processes together and market and get the ball rolling. It's pretty amazing.
That really is amazing, Robert. And again, it's amazing how consistent it is. And the banks many of the banks would do it, but the federal regulations, they overcorrected from the problems in 2008, and it's killing small business. And part of the reason I do this show and I do Entrepreneur State of Mind is to really let people know that small businesses, family businesses, are the backbone of the American economy. It's not about political party and conservative and liberal. It's really about family business. I mean, we really need a family business, a small business party, because you guys do so much. You hire so many folks, and I love, even on my show, trying to connect folks. There's another guest on my show and someone I'm mentoring who a woman had started a cleaning company, but the product had allergies, and so she created her own clean products.
Yeah,
And has
great.
been using that. Have you guys developed your own products? Are you using standard products? Are you looking to partner with somebody that has products?
That's a great idea. We've thought about it. It's a different line of business. Now you're in the product business. But we do favor green cleaning. There's been a movement for green cleaning, which is more natural-based cleaners, like hydrogen peroxide-based cleaners that contribute to a better indoor air quality. And at the end of the day, really, it's better for your employees because they're the ones that are,
Exactly.
inhaling it.
Exactly.
As you're cleaning toilets or even like strong ammonia and bleach, we try to stay away from that. There can be a time and place depending on the job for it, but all in all, we really try to have a more healthy approach to the products we use. So yeah, I would love an introduction to it. That'd be great.
Yeah, well, we'll connect, and
Yeah,
and
awesome.
one of the things that I find is with those kinds of businesses, and again, obviously share revenue, one of the crazy American myths that I really blow is this idea of I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps, and there's nobody, I've yet to meet that person that was never helped by anybody and did everything themselves. And so, yeah, right, we're a team, and I think there's an academic term we use called co-opetition, where you bring businesses together, and small businesses can show the collaboration in ways that big businesses don't. So I'm excited to really see, what you guys have created really an amazing business in a very competitive landscape. Really, now, go ahead, yeah.
I would say it is, going back to your previous point, it takes a community, and I think one of particularly through COVID, without a network like a peer group, I belong to Entrepreneurs Organization as well, and just our industry peer group, BSCAI, has just been phenomenal. And so we get to network, but also just kind of have a mastermind group with other cleaning contractors across the country and share insights and share victories and challenges. And hey, what are you using? I have an employee that's allergic to glass cleaner. What are you guys using? And then it's as easy as saying, oh, well, we use this product, like the other business owner you had mentioned, and referring them. And that's how it works. And at the end of the day, we're all there for each other and helping each other. And it really takes a community. No one does it wrong, for sure.
It really does. And the small family business community is really great. And as I've said to folks, the best place for anybody to work, better than corporations, nonprofits, governments, are family businesses. Because once you're in the family business and they know you are a good worker, you're part of the family. And they can't afford to lose you, so they go out of their way to do wonderful things for you. And a lot of people don't understand that. They really don't understand how valuable what you do as a family is to the community. So talk a little bit about some of the, and we're going to take a break probably in a little while, but a little bit about some of the community service things that you are, that you folks are active in. Sure.
Well, we really recognize that we serve two communities. Number one is, again, our mission is to create, clean, healthy, and safe workplaces, and that's the office building, that's the school, and hospitality in the restaurant. So we're serving the community at large by creating, by disinfecting and common touch points,
right?
And just creating a cleaner, safer, better, more comfortable place to work and to exist and to learn, a better learning environment.
Right, right.
So we're kind of touching two things there. We're touching the parents that go to work in an office, that are maybe sitting at a desk, breathing recycled air for 8 hours a day, if not more. And we're also protecting the environment where their kids are, learning, every day as well. But I think our biggest
Robert,
really our employees.
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there because we're going to take a commercial break, and I want to really, let's begin with some of the community service things that you folks are doing, which is why you're a nominee for the New Jersey Family Business of the Year Awards. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Aloha! Joe Silva here with Kukua Technologies. I'm excited to see you on Tuesdays on Morning Coffee for our tech tips.
Let's face it, lawyers get a bad rap. I'm Erin Brucey, host of Legal Breakdown, where we dissect legal topics for the everyday viewer, with a mix of interesting guests to talk about current events and hot legal topics. Let's work together to make the law accessible and relevant to everyone. Catch us every week on RVN Television.
A stroke can be easy to detect. A loved one can't speak, perhaps they can't move. But there's another sign of a stroke that many of us can't see. It's called spatial neglect, and it can occur during or after a stroke, causing distorted visual movements. Fortunately, there's a solution by using optical prism technology during rehabilitation. If you or a loved one have experienced a stroke, ask your doctor about spatial neglect. Spatial neglect. See the whole picture at KesslerFoundation.org.
Are you part of the Great Resignation? Are you a business owner that would like to diversify your business holdings? Have you always had an entrepreneurial itch but did not have a concept to get you started? Milestone Franchising represents over 500 franchise concepts across 30 industries. Concepts range from $20,000 to $6 million, and they can be home-based, office-based, mobile, or brick and mortar. We guide you through the process to select which concept is best for you based upon your core competencies, your interests, and your financials. Milestone Franchising is part of the International Franchise Professionals Group, IFPG, and will bring a host of resources to assist you in your quest for business ownership. When you work with a certified franchise consultant, you gain access to a professional process that helps you succeed in your search for the right placement. Finding the best placement for you within the franchising world of 4,000 concepts is the objective. Matching your skills and goals with a culture that fits you best is the priority. For a free consultation, visit our website at milestonefranchising.com. Milestone Franchising is here to lead you in a new direction.
Welcome back to Family Business World. We were just talking about some of the community services initiatives. Robert was just sharing a story about some of the things that they're doing at York Building Services, which is an outstanding company focused on cleaning. So yeah, what are some of the things you're doing in the community?
Well, we've highlighted that our employees are probably the biggest community that we serve.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not the biggest, but a critical part of the community that we serve. So, in cleaning, historically, cleaners have been kind of a quiet,
Right.
invisible workforce, if you will. We're in buildings when everyone's home.
Right.
No one. Our guys our team's working in buildings late at night. 9 p.m., 10 p.m. So we've and really our majority of our workforce are immigrant. They themselves are on that same journey my father was on, looking for work, looking to give their family a better life here. So we really focused on helping them with quote unquote soft skills, basic financial skills,
Wonderful.
Learn teaching them how to, number one, English is a second language. We've really, enforced, giving them classes on that and just helping to support them with that so they feel more comfortable and confident. Basic, banking skills, how to open up a checking account, how the banking system works here, and just really trying to help it set them up for success as well. So because a lot of times, that with larger companies, they can kind of be treated as numbers. So as a family business, we continue to treat everyone like family and just help them and help bring them up. So that's critical to us, and that's I think a big part. It's not a formal community service, but it really is because they take that skills and bring it back to the communities that they live in, and it helps make stronger roots here in the country and stronger communities where they live.
Well, you really focus on the whole person as the employee. Really on their well-being. And you do it because you care, but you also do it because it's a smart business. You want people to stay with you. And continue to grow with you, and I just find people stay, even if the pay is not what it is somewhere else. People end up staying with family businesses because there are so many other benefits to that. Now, not only being treated well, but also some perks when needed. And so let's talk about the worker shortage. And again, I know it's hitting your business hard. Frankly, I'll be very, very honest. I don't understand how people are paying their bills if they're not working, because everybody is a shortage. I mean, I went to the pharmacy today and to try to get something, and they're supposed to be open at 7, but they're not open at 7 because they don't have enough staff, and so we're dealing with this. So how have you dealt that? Has it hit your business hard?
It's been challenging for sure, 100%. And it is strange that it's not just us. I mean, I could see. I think COVID, led people to kind of readjust, reframe, where they spend their time and where they work. I can understand that. But to see, pharmacies and, quote unquote, higher paying jobs or different types of careers facing the same shortage as we do, it's pretty wild. It's unprecedented, really. We really have, we love referrals. We love, we find that birds of a feather, do flock together. And in cleaning, we can have a great cleaner that might work for another cleaning company during the day, and then that might work for us part-time or vice versa. So a lot of it, we've created employee referral bonus that we really market internally, and we say, hey, we love how you work. We're looking for other passionate, dedicated employees that that share the same vision as we do. So a lot of it is it's a lot of legwork too, but just really promoting, and just really trying to create good teams from within. It's just say, hey, I love what you're doing. Who else do you know that we can help? You have a family member that we can help. You have a good friend that you worked with before that we can help. And that's how we see it. We're trying to help people.
Have you worked in, and you probably haven't, so I have a foundation that's really focused on, we call trauma-informed job training, and this program called Audition Temp, where you let employers try someone out for 4 hours, see if they do a good job, then give them 6 hours, and then give them 8 hours. So there's no commitment. And so I don't know if you've ever worked with those kinds of things, but we need to begin doing that, because there are a lot of people who are good workers, but they just may be, just out of prison, or they're out of somewhere, or they're somewhere, but they're good people, they're honest people, they just had a bad break in life. They were born in the wrong zip code, as we find that makes a big difference. And so those types of innovative programs, I think, could be very, very, very helpful. So what's the future? Now, a lot of businesses in the family businesses that I talk to are kind of, they have their core business, but they're looking to do some other things. Are you looking to do some other things, or just expand the core business, or what's in the future?
For the moment, we're just really trying to scale and get better. Honestly, we're really, every day is a challenge to get better, to improve your systems, your processes, create more opportunities. We kind of feel a responsibility that we're, again, similar to how, the vision behind when my father started the business, we're a gateway to other, potentially low income or immigrant families to get started and to move ahead here, and I think the opportunity in family businesses is that there is no ceiling, as hard as the team can work, and I mean everybody, is how far we can take it. So there's opportunities to become supervisors, managers, C-level, there's so many opportunities that don't exist in larger businesses that are much more, I won't say structured, but just kind of regimented in their organizational structure. So, we just want to create more jobs, give back to the community, and just continue to grow and do good work.
So how many additional family members are a part of it? Do you have kids that could be the next generation of leaders, or?
Currently, it's my wife and I. So I'm the youngest of three. So I have 11 years between me and my sister, and 13 between me and my older brother. So I grew up, again, as I mentioned at the top of the show, working from the ground up. So we don't have kids, unfortunately. So we're not sure. In the back of my mind, I like the idea of growing the business and giving equity to workers that, kind of passing the baton, so to speak. I think that would be great. I'd love to see the legacy continue. And I think, again, it's just about giving opportunity, creating opportunity, and when we've, when our time is done and we've, if we're fortunate enough to keep going to the point where okay, now it's, our run is over, I'd love to pass the baton. And I think, so that's kind of what we have in the back of our minds, but we still have some road to get there.
Well, when I advise, family businesses, I often say, well, what's your legacy? What is it what is gonna outlast you? What are you really building? And some people have thought about it, a lot of people haven't, and I think it's important. It just makes life that much better when we have a real legacy of really doing something. And obviously our kids, or our adopted kids, or our nephews, or others can be a legacy. But also, what is the legacy, the family name, the company, the company leadership, and so that's fantastic. Are you involved in any civic groups, like the Rotary or other things yourself?
Not at the moment, no. I'm involved in more just business, like peer groups, but I just wish there was more hours in the day. It'd be great to do that, but I'm not at the moment. unfortunately.
Well, good. Well, Robert, this has been great. This has really been fantastic. You have a great business. You've been doing real well in a competitive marketplace. And so I always admire companies, especially cleaning companies, that are doing it right, that they're making sure the employees are doing well, and that you're servicing your clients. So I want to thank you for being on Family Business World. Please give the best to the company, and good luck with the awards.
Will do. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yes, great. Well, thanks for your time, and thank you for watching Family Business World. We will see you next week.